What's up, y'all? I'm bang. I don't like us starting. I'll go. Anyhow, I'm back with another Devin Talks Wrestling. You all thought it was gone, but it's not. Today, I want to talk about dusty finishes and fuck finishes, and why finishes in wrestling are super important and how that applies to life. So, since the rest of you don't know wrestling terminology and what a dusty finish is, allow me to explain it for you. A dusty finish is the finish to the last match on the pay-per-view before the screen goes black, where the heel wins via shenanigans and chicanery, and he screws over the babyface, and it's meant to be this cheap, hollow, like, punch in the gut. And you're like, oh, I have to tune in next week to see what happens, and that heel gets his comeuppance. And that's the psychology behind why you do it. A fuck finish is the dusty finish taken to its most ludicrous extreme, where it is just anger-inducing thing. Like, the best example of a dusty finish I can think of right now, because it's permanent in my brain, is Global Wars 3, the final match, the main event was Jay Lethal versus Colt Cabana, and it's really good, really just like an enthralling match where Colt Cabana was coming back as this hero who hadn't been in Ring of Honor in years, and it was in his hometown. And then the lights do this. The Young Bucks show up and just super kick everyone, and then the pay-per-view does this. And that's a fuck finish. And the reason finishes in wrestling are super important in a way they kind of aren't in other things is because it's the last feeling you get for the pay-per-view. So, like, WrestleMania 32 and the Raw after are really examples of why finishes are important. Because WrestleMania 32 was kind of a hollow show. I'm not going to get into all that, but basically there were a lot of really good moments that made you feel really good while you were watching WrestleMania 32. And then the finish is Roman Reigns going over Triple H clean, which is what none of us wanted, so we all booed. And so WrestleMania 32 was tainted by that. And there was a lot of really good wrestling and a lot of really stellar moments, but that last feeling you get was boo, this sucks, I don't like the thing. So you like it a whole lot less. And the Raw after WrestleMania, which is always a really big thing and a big deal, you guys don't know, but it's a thing, it kind of sucked as a whole. There wasn't a lot of good segments or a lot of good wrestling, and just a lot of the booking decisions kind of didn't make sense from WrestleMania 32, and it wasn't great, but the last thing you saw before the screen went black was a four-way between AJ Styles, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, which was amazing, and it ended with AJ Styles, Mr. TNA, a guy who shouldn't be in WWE, winning a number one contender spot for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and that's awesome, and you feel good, and since that's the last thing you have, a lot of people thought the Raw after WrestleMania was really good when it wasn't. And so why is that kind of applicable to life, sort of? Like, I had a really good night tonight. Look at me, I look great. I went to go see a play, I hung out with Josue, there were a lot of things that were really good, but it had kind of a fuck finish that I'm not going to get into on the internet. And it's not just about tonight. Like, there have been multiple nights where I had, like, a really good whole day, but then the end was just kind of a fuck finish. And you need to be able to, like, step back and track and be like, well, did I really have a bad day, or was the finish just fucked? Also, recommendation of the week is mainly for Arthur. I feel like he'll really like this, but it's Rockstar by Grab the World. I thought it was by Fun, and I really hate Fun, but I really like that song. So Arthur, definitely need to check it out. Yeah. Also, check out these socks. They're just really cool. Doesn't have anything to do with anything. These are really cool socks. They're purple.